What's happening, guys? This is a nightmare.
7.
I, you know what? It's Packy's job to sink it. So
It's okay.
Welcome
I've got
to
a dishwasher.
Flying the Coop.
Chia, we're waiting on your 8. No rush,
I already
though.
said 8.
Oh, did you? Okay, I couldn't hear it. Wow. Well, good luck on that one, Packy. Guys, I have some shocking news.
Shocking, you say?
Yes. I did not like this documentary.
What?
And then I'll kick in the theme song right there.
Nice.
Yeah, what did you guys think? I really was not a fan. I thought this sucked.
I wouldn't say that it sucked. I very much enjoyed it. I also enjoy giving myself phone breaks, but this was also from 10 years ago.
Sure. Yes, this is from 10 years ago.
That was the interesting part for me, was looking at it like, yeah, this was 10 years ago. And back then it was like, it was really weird to take a phone break, but it was very refreshing. And now it's like, I don't know. It's still refreshing to take a break from shit now, but it feels more like back then you did it. Oh, so I could like remember how to engage with the world without it. And now I do it because if I don't, I'm gonna slam my head through something. Like I need a mental health cleanse if I don't take a social media break.
I wanted to bring that up later too, because I think this documentary suffers greatly from the time period that it came out.
Mm-hmm.
But also the comments around it online, I went back and looked at a lot of them to try to get an idea of what people thought when it came out.
Yeah.
And it was largely very negatively received for a different reason. Hammer, what were your thoughts on it?
I found it interesting because I've only known a world with technology and the internet and social media.
That's true.
Okay.
Yeah, because they at least
a
had to use
really
stuff
good
from the year they were born.
Which I wasn't alive even.
Right, yeah. I think they
Hammer's
said
parents
89
weren't
or
born.
Yeah. From that perspective, I'm eager to hear your thoughts on it as we go through it.
Yeah, so if you haven't seen the documentary, this is, I guess, I was going to make the title of this video Roosterteeth's worst documentary with a question mark, because that seems to be the general consensus, and we can do the YouTube thing where it's like, hey, is it the worst? We have to watch the rest of them before we decide that. But this one was called Connected. It was a documentary produced by the same documentary crew that was an out-of-house crew that helped out Rooster Teeth on all of their documentaries, directed by Matt Hames, who has done a lot of work with PBS and did all the other RT documentaries, at least most of them, I think. So this was made in 2016. It stars Blaine and Barbara. And the premise is that they are millennials who have had technology around them their whole lives and basically don't know how to act without it, which already I disagree with out the gate with the premise. They were born in the 80s. Like, they went a long time without cell phones.
Yeah, those computers that they were using, like, those were not computers that you had at home.
Or
like,
if you did, like, you wouldn't have used those when you were born. Like, the first technology they probably touched was the next generation of home computers, if anything.
Yeah, the first computer I ever used was an Apple, and it had the fun colors on the back.
Same
and it was
me.
the monitor, and it was
Like
massive.
the translucent.
Yeah, like the Nintendo 64s. Yeah, like that was the first computer I used. So it would have made more sense had they used something like that.
And I have to say, I'm going a little more negative because just from everyone on this podcast is very nice, and I assumed everyone was going to be very positive about the documentary, at least in a general way, especially someone like Chia, who doesn't have, correct me if I'm wrong here, but you don't have a lot of exposure to people like Barbara and Blaine.
No, I did not before this. I adore Barbara.
So that's actually really interesting. I wanted to get into that too. But basically what I want to say is this is no fault of anyone that I'm saying this is bad. I think it was very confused in what was supposed to be and the audience it was supposed to be delivering it to. Rooster Teeth's audience in 2016 was, largely millennial.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And this had the feel of something that was released by a company that was almost like, I don't know, that almost like they weren't a company that makes content on the internet. And obviously that's part of the irony, but the whole premise is they're going to get Blaine and Barbara to go 1 week only using the technology that was available the year of their birth. So for Barbara, that was 1989. For Blaine, was it the same?
I thought, was he not? I guess I only saw 1989 as a year.
He might have also been 1990. Okay, so he was born in 1990.
Okay.
Basically the same. And the whole documentary starts off with the Roosterteeth podcast. It's when Bernie came back from The Amazing Race, and Bernie's talking about, and he's told this story a lot, how he wasn't using his phone. Him and Ashley weren't using their phones. They weren't allowed to the whole time they were on The Amazing Race. Comes back, and he thought he had broken it, and within a day, he was back to checking his phone like 100 times a day.
Yeah.
Yep.
A question I'd like to pose to the podcast.
Yep.
It's been 10 years. Do we think we are as addicted to our phones now as we were 10 years ago? And obviously this answer may differ for everyone.
Uh-huh. I would say yes, but from a different perspective than it was 10 years ago. 10 years ago, it felt like everybody was connected to their phone in terms of socializing with each other. And I feel like everybody today is glued to their devices just for the sake of consumption.
Wow. Like isolating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a really good point, Becky. That's a really good point. You should be one of those guys who were like doing the documentary. We got to redo this. You got to be one of those two guys in the two chairs
Yeah.
that Rooster Teeth hired, I guess. Chia, what about you? Do you feel like sitting here today, you are more addicted to your phone than you were in 2016?
I gotta agree with the husband on this one. Like, yeah,
Mhm.
I
Better.
am, but again, for different reasons. Like back then, I was doing it to connect with everybody. I was posting pictures online, like checking in with
Mhm.
everybody. Nowadays, all I have is Instagram, and I use it so I can watch funny reels.
Yep.
And I play like a few games on my phone and Reddit.
Mhm.
I have no problem leaving it behind though. The other day we went to go
That's-
run errands and I was like, oh, I don't have my phone. And I was like, oh, okay. And just got in the car and
Yeah.
left.
That's another question I'm coming up with. So
Yeah,
put a
it
pin in
really
that one, because that's-
just kind of depends on the day and my mental state. Like there's some days where I can't physically do anything but doom scroll. And there's other
Mhm.
days where, yeah, I can leave my phone behind. I can just leave it on the table for hours and not even think twice about it because it's playing music somewhere. So it doesn't really
Exactly.
matter. Like I know it's
sound
around.
is coming from it.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
like I know it's around here somewhere, but
Yeah.
yeah, it all depends on the day.
Hammer, I know this is a kind of a harder question for you because you're going from 23 to 13, but like, what do you think?
Right.
Did you have your own phone at 13?
Don't
That's
don't
why-
ask that, because you had like an iPhone 6 or something like that, probably.
I'm
Well, like I didn't get a cell
remember.
phone. I mean, I know they didn't come out when I was 13, but I didn't get one until I mean, I had like a throwaway phone when I was 18, but that was just for making like an emergency call. But I didn't have like my own actual cell phone until probably I was like 21 or so.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, okay,
really?
that's crazy.
Yeah.
I totally had
Yeah, I was
my
gonna say,
own
that's
cell phone
crazy.
in 9th grade. I got it as a Christmas present.
Oh, yeah. I thought I did for Christmas one year. I was super excited because it was
Oh,
a
no.
box that was a cell phone box, and I opened it and it was like a pair of socks or something.
Oh, that's so
You
fun.
I was
just
like,
put it
this
in
is
the cell phone
bullshit.
box.
I was
Oh
so
my
excited. It was
God.
the most underwhelming gift I've ever received. It was so underwhelming. I forget what it was. I think it was socks. I have no
Yeah.
idea.
How weird is it that your parents were naked and they gifted you socks? On Christmas?
Well, they weren't wearing them.
That's-
All right. Anyway, Hammer.
I got my first phone at the start of middle school, so I probably had it for a year or so by that point.
Okay.
I think I really, other than like texting and stuff,
Mhm.
I think I really only had Snapchat because that's how the sports teams communicated.
Interesting.
So wait. This is just, we might
I'm
cut
not
this.
surprised the kids
You're
use
telling
the
me-
shit out of that Snapchat.
Yeah.
But like your coaches were like Snapchatting you?
Only one of them was actually in it. Otherwise, it was just the players.
That's fascinating. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense, but that's really interesting. I like that we all kind of have different slightly different backgrounds. I did get a cell phone in elementary school because I had like a cool grandfather that got me one, but it was, I mean, like no games. It was a flip phone. I got it in probably 2002, but I did not use it. I don't think I touched it for, but the whole thing was I was supposed to bring it to, you know, if I ever was with someone who wasn't my parents. And
Yeah.
I mean, Packy, she had definitely remember this, but like I would go over to a friend's house and the whole thing would have to be like, I would call my parents at a certain time and you just never had, like, you didn't use your phone. So you'd forget.
Mm-hmm.
And the next thing you know, you open your phone and you have 12 missed calls from your parents.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And it's like,
Yeah.
oh no.
With-
and
And you
they're
didn't
knocking on your friend's
text.
door.
Yeah, and you didn't text back then because that shit cost
No.
money.
I was gonna say too,
Oh, yeah.
unless you were on those nighttime minutes.
Yeah, my mom
Yeah.
went
Weekend and
off
nights.
on my aunt one time because she got the cell phone bill and my aunt had sent me 3 separate text messages. And my mom was like, "Stop fucking texting her unless you're going to be paying this bill."
That's how expensive it was, though.
Yeah.
They get their technology taken away from them,
Mhm.
and they are actually given at home and at work new technology.
Air quote new.
They took, yeah, big air quotes. Like they took away Barbara's computer and she was working as like the social media manager, community manager at the time. And they gave her like a retro 1989 computer that, I mean, I don't know how they booted the thing up, but they clearly
Yeah.
did. It was working.
Yeah.
Did you guys like that they put retro technology also at their house, like TV and that kind of thing?
That did make me giggle. And I must say, I want Blaine's fucking hamburger phone.
Oh, yeah,
So
the hamburger
bad.
Yeah, they give Blaine a hamburger phone.
Oh my God, that
So-
thing looked so awkward to talk on.
Well, he said the same thing you said, Chia. He just grabbed his fucking hamburger phone.
Yeah. Yeah, that was so funny.
Oh, the antennas on the TV in Barbara's apartment. I was like, oh, that poor girl.
Yeah.
I like the use of the boombox and how he had to go find cassette tapes to
Yeah.
play on it. I thought that was really
Very
cool.
fun.
Yeah.
I
He's
mean, I'm
like,
not a
"Oh."
cassette tape guy anymore, but I remember those days. Yeah.
He went to go look for more and he's like, oh, I guess that's all they have.
And Hammer, I'm gonna do my
Yep.
own degenerous thing right here. Have you ever used a cassette tape?
I don't like how long you have to think about this.
Yeah, I feel like
I feel
it's an
so
easy yes or
old.
no. Yeah, I just assume the answer is no, but
I mean, we sell them at where the place I work, so I've
What?
seen them.
do you
Yeah,
work in the
yeah.
past?
Cassette tapes have come back kind of because vinyl's made such a resurgence as a physical form of media. They
Yeah,
started,
we sell vinyl.
cassettes,
Yeah, we
too.
sell vinyl, CDs, cassettes.
Yeah.
Do you also sell those pieces of paper with holes in it that you lay down and it records a song? Someone will get that.
Oh,
You've
like a
seen it?
music
You've seen
box
it?
style?
Yeah, like a music box
Yeah.
where like you feed it through the
You
music
have to
box.
crank it in order to play it.
Yeah. The joke's always funnier when you explain it. Well,
I have used VHS.
Oh,
well,
hell
so that's
yeah.
that's one thing. VCRs definitely existed, and they
Mhm.
just didn't use them.
Yeah.
I was like, that's kind of odd. I guess it would have made it too easy. So first of all, I think I should also say that, and people really hated this back in 2016, this aspect. It's oddly gloom and doom about technology and about people's reliance on technology, especially if you watch the trailer for it.
Oh, I didn't watch the trailer, but I did not. Regardless of not watching the trailer, the whole documentary gave off doom and gloom. Like, you're just
Mhm.
gonna be so depressed if you don't have your phone and you don't know what to do. Not necessarily your phone, but like technology in general. And it's like, there is so much life
And-
to have.
Well, the funny thing is too, they didn't not have their technology. They just had the earlier iterations of those things separated out into several devices. So they weren't deprived so much.
Yeah.
They were just
Yeah.
deprived of the convenience of having it all in a little, like, what, 6x4 rectangle, or however big those are, 6x3.
Yeah. Come
a
Saturday
great
when they're
point.
just like sitting around, I was like, do you guys not know that you can fucking go outside? Like, are you
Like,
confined to your
that's-
quarters? What are you doing? Why are you being so depressed about this? Go get some fresh air. I mean, I know they did the next day. They went and painted the waterfalls.
Well,
We'll get to that.
there's also a chance that part was performative too, just to try and show how depressing it could be.
Yeah, that.
I want to really agree with both of you here, because she is hitting like the reasons why I really dislike this documentary.
Yeah.
I mean, that sucks. And I agree with Packy. It was performative. And again, I'm not saying Barbara and Blaine are like the masterminds behind this. Obviously, it's a different context. I get what they were trying to do. It's just watching them lay around on Saturday with no phone going, I don't know what to do. I'm just staring at the ceiling. And it's like, and this brings me to my next discussion question for everyone. But first I'll say, how nice did that look? And can't you think of a million things you would be doing if you were in that scenario?
Yeah.
Reading a book, even things that like just using technology, like reading a book, watching a movie, like on, like a VCR.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like she said, the obvious one, going outside. So that brings me to my question for the group. Do you think, well, let me ask it this way. Putting your job aside, because they kind of did the job as a gimmick, how hard would it be for you think, to go a week without using your phone today?
Like just without using my phone, or without using the technology of my time?
Yeah.
Like, are we going just phone, or are we going like full cut like they had to do?
I mean, but like, what were they missing? I guess their TVs and stuff. Yeah. So yeah. Just,
yeah, their TVs. Blaine was walking around with a Walkman at one point.
I love that he even dressed the part.
Yeah, she had to have the
Yeah.
the tweets printed out so she could read them.
I died when
That
they
was
brought
great.
her the fucking tweets.
Surprised it wasn't in a 3-ring binder.
that was one of my favorite parts of the whole documentary.
Yeah.
But like really though, and I say phone because the whole thing feels very gloom and doom about the phone specifically.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of my question. Do you guys think it would be that hard to go? Not that hard as like the documentary made it. I do think the documentary made it seem unnecessarily hard. But do you think you could go a week if you had to?
The only thing that I think I would have the hardest time with is I don't have a whole lot of physical music anymore. And as I
Ooh.
said, I can leave my phone behind. That's fine. I would love to go a week without my
Counterpoint.
phone.
You have a radio.
I mean, not in the house.
Yeah, we do.
Where?
At the store. We have to go buy it.
Exactly. Like, as I said, my phone's
In your
almost
car.
always playing Spotify. Like,
Mm.
come the Spotify Wrapped, the amount of hours that Spotify plays on my phone is ungodly. So I think I would just have to stockpile some of my musics before I gave up my phone for a week.
Okay. I think that's really fair. Packy.
Yeah. Yeah, I could do it. You know, it's funny. I don't think it would be that hard. I mean, I am fully aware of how often I check my phone. I have caught myself literally, like, as I'm playing a video game, when there's a cutscene happening, I'll pick up my phone, open Instagram, and look at it, and then I'll say, "What are you doing?" And I'll stop myself, or I'll just be like, "Oh, I guess that's what we're doing." Okay. But I can go without it now. What's really interesting to me though is the idea of doing it now doesn't bother me as much as I think the idea of doing it 10 years ago would have been.
Oh, absolutely not. Ask me to do it 10 years
Yeah.
ago? No.
Like, I know that's two really separate subjects and all. I wanted to make that point that, like, 10 years ago, I probably would have had a really big problem with the idea of it.
5 years ago.
But now I'm like, I'm actually like, yes, please make me.
Yeah, please take this thing away.
Well, that's actually kind of, and I'm only jumping hammer here because my answer really aligns with Packy's. That's kind of what I wanted the question to be originally, but then I felt like it was too much like the first question.
Mhm.
This feels now to me so much easier than then, because yes, I agree. If I'm sitting there and there's a cutscene playing, God forbid if it's a Pokemon game where they make you the new ones,
There's no
just
skips.
feed cutscenes to you.
Yeah.
And so you'll grab your phone. But it is not like the compulsion I had in 2016, 2017, 2018. Like she said, really up until like maybe like COVID, where it was this need to check it. And that could be because I'm more settled in my life, and I have a beautiful fiance who like I love hanging out with, and I'm not hoping that someone talks to me maybe. Even then, it seems so easy to do now, and I can think of a million things that like I would like. There's so many books that I want to read, but then I don't read them because I could be playing a game or doing something else, and it doesn't feel the same way now. And I would love to know if Barbara and Blaine would say the same thing of like, they played it up a little bit for the documentary, but now they'd be like, absolutely, I would do it in a heartbeat.
Yeah, that was one of the things we said at the end of the whole documentary was like, I would love to see a follow-up to this.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they
Just for how
they work
different the
together for
times
Stinky
are.
Dragon. So
Yeah.
if you're listening to this podcast, go, I don't know, tweet at them. What did you do in 2016?
Twitter.
Like make it retro. Yeah, Twitter them.
Write a tweet, print it out, and mail it to them.
Yes.
Oh, no,
my God, that would be
No.
the best.
Or write a tweet, print it out, bring it to Homebrew Austin, where we're going to be doing a live show.
Hand it out as
in
a flyer.
just under 2 months. Hand it out as a flyer.
Oh my God.
And then get removed from the venue. And we're going to pretend like we don't know you. And you're not going to have time to pull up this episode on Spotify. And if you start to, Packy will break your phone.
What?
Right in half. Right in half.
Hammer,
All
what
right.
about you?
Yeah.
What do you
Hammer, I
think?
gotta know.
So I was thinking about this during it, and I think in terms of keeping myself busy, I would be fine because I have a massive backlog of comic books to get through.
Yep.
But I would be sad because it's basically, I could not make machinima with
Oh.
technology of that time.
Well, that's
Mhm.
sad. That made me sad.
Yeah. You'd have to like use action figures.
I was about to say,
Right.
he would do the...
So
you
stop
could do
motion?
the stop motion with the
And
action
Floppy would never
figures.
watch it.
Oh, no, I'd
Hammer
never
stop
get to-
motion.
Hammer stop motion.
Hammer stop. Well, no, it'd be Hammer
Yeah.
stop motions. More than
Oh
one.
yes, yes. Sorry, my bad.
But he, I mean, I was about. You guys were way funnier than me. I was racing to the fact that you would use the machinima of 1989, which was stop motion with clay.
Yeah.
Which
Wallace
is
and
like Packy
Gromit.
said, can't watch it. Looks horrifying.
Yep.
Gumby?
Nope. Not, we're not gonna think about him.
What about Pokey?
Fucking green bastard.
What about the blockheads?
I'm curious. Sorry, quick question.
Yeah.
What about
Yeah.
Nightmare Before Christmas?
Nope, can't do it. I'm sure it's a lovely, amazing film. Not like Gumby.
Oh, I love
Not
Gumby.
like Gumby. Gumby's trash. And
I
it
watched
always
the
will
shit out of Gumby when I was a kid. I will fight you.
That's fine. I'll be too scared to fight. Just put on Gumby. I'll be horrified.
Fucking love Gumby and Pokey.
Put on Gumby and Wallace and Gromit, and I'll just be curled up in the corner.
Oh, they're there. Okay, all right. I didn't know. Of
It's
your
funny
fear
that his
of,
kryptonite is also green.
of claymation.
It is. So we get to kind of see them going through their lives. They're going to have to work, and like we kind of said, there you have to do tasks. They're given tasks every day. Barbara has to go through tweets that are printed out and respond to them. She's given like a typewriter.
I like how she had to keep the character limit in mind.
Yes,
Yeah.
that was they had to be under
was
140
genius.
characters,
Yeah.
and because you wanted to keep it realistic. But then
Mhm.
they did really get into Blaine's job.
I liked how he had to get where he was going without his GPS, which really made me like super
Yes.
curious. Like, I realize I'm pretty dependent on GPS because I'm just terrible with directions.
He
It
really
took me a
is.
long time to figure out how to get around where I live right now, which has been for like almost over half a decade at this point. And even with that in mind, I was still watching him like, do you not? I get like shoot locations could be very different than the area you're familiar with, but I was just like, how does he not know where he's going?
I hated that. That felt so performative. Again, I'm not blaming Blaine. I'm sure a producer
Yeah.
was like, "Oh, just want you to drive around and like say funny stuff." Blaine's a pretty sharp dude. The more you watch with him, like he's not some bumbling muscle idiot.
Yeah.
So it's I don't really believe that. And like one of my special powers that I think Miss Floppy really appreciates is if I drive anywhere once, I can always get back there.
Me too.
You and Chia, man.
You like that shit? Yeah, like I
but
just
hers
drive to a
isn't-
place one time and it's done.
Hers is a trauma response because it was forced into her by her parents.
See,
Yeah,
no,
like for
that's
real. We would go somewhere one
awful.
time and then we would go there the second time and my mom would be like, cool, how do we get there?
I shouldn't say trauma response. That's a little harsh. But,
Yeah, not necessarily trauma.
but
Like it was instilled.
but
It was a good teaching
it's
lesson.
like if you don't know how to get back home, then I guess you're not going home.
Yeah. So she would make me give her directions. Like we definitely got lost a few times, but I got real good at paying attention. And yeah, now we drove to Packy's parents the first time and I think I made it there the second time.
Yeah, without directions.
Without
yeah.
directions.
See, me and I need directions to get there, and I lived there. Hammer, if you had to drive somewhere using the technology from the year you were born, would that just be like printing out MapQuest or something? Was that around that time?
Yeah, Hammer would have to print out MapQuest, and he'd be like, "This sucks."
Hold it on your steering wheel while you're driving so you can look down.
My car has a built-in GPS, so I'd need to get a whole new car.
Oh, God.
technically.
This just became really expensive.
We're getting Hammer like a 96 Honda Civic.
Here's the thing, though: does any in-car GPS really work?
Mine does.
Because I have one too.
Oh yeah, no, mine did. When I had my spaceship, it definitely did. I had a Toyota Camry hybrid. I called it the SS Enterprise because it looked like a fucking spaceship on the inside, and it had the GPS.
I don't know. I have a 2025 Volkswagen, and it has a GPS on it, but it's like sign up for the subscription, and so I just
fuck
use
that.
Waze on my
my God.
phone and just try to figure out where the traffic's the worst.
Yeah.
But that's technology from today. We're off topic.
Yeah.
That's a different show.
Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. So yeah, we get into Blaine does kind of have a quest that they introduce early that he has to go on a date, or he has to go out, get a girl's number, and go on a date with her. And that is, I guess, one of our overarching stories.
Yeah. On that note, just as a quick slight deviation, it was really weird to see both of them not with the people they're with now. That's really threw me off.
I got jump scared by Barbara running in and going, I got to see my boyfriend. And she runs up to Aaron Marquis.
Yeah, and
I was
it's
like,
not
"Whoa."
Trevor. I was like, whoa, wait
Yeah,
a minute.
it's like, I totally forgot about that.
Yeah.
It was fucking bizarre.
Yeah.
Seeing Aaron.
Yeah, I didn't enjoy that he seemed to enjoy that she was unreachable.
Yes, that's really interesting.
Okay.
I think we can keep that in because, and again, who knows what they're told by producers, but they really made him out to almost just be like purposefully unavailable.
Yeah, like
Mhm.
it really kind of threw me. I was like, what do you mean he's not like hanging out with her and he's not there? And oh, missed her again. Oh, missed him again. I was like, what the hell? And then anytime he was on camera, he's like, I think this was really good for her. And I was like, whoa, buddy.
It's like
I
she
need you
couldn't
to
do
take
this.
10 steps
Yeah.
back. Like,
Yeah. And then I think, and Hammer, maybe you'll remember this and correct me. I actually, man, I could be misremembering this person entirely. I'll leave this in, and if I'm wrong, someone please correct me. I thought Aaron Marquis was someone at the company who did use very outdated technology. Like that was maybe his thing. He didn't have a smartphone. There was definitely someone who did it. I'm almost positive it was him. That he was really big into not using like modern stuff.
It sounds vaguely familiar.
Like from a standpoint of like he's too cool for it, or he doesn't want to be bogged down by everything that it represents and the things that it's doing to people.
I remember some story about like an email. Like he didn't get an email like on a Friday afternoon and he didn't respond to it until Monday. And like, oh yeah, because Aaron doesn't use like email. There's some like it was something like that it would be like impossible to find because I'm remembering a 30-second mention from a podcast I saw 6 years ago.
Yeah.
Right.
So but I thought it was something like that. But yeah, by all accounts, everyone around him says a really good dude. I just think that the documentary crew really made him seem unlikable, if nothing else.
agreed.
But Barbara is having struggles talking to him, kind of talking to people in general. Blaine doesn't seem to be struggling as much, and maybe it's just how they depicted it, because I feel like Barbara was definitely the star of the documentary.
Yeah.
Blaine's biggest struggle just seemed to be that he couldn't open Tinder or Bumble.
Right, which that I guess was the whole joke. That
Which
he
was like
a big
his
Tinder guy.
form of communication with people in the outside world, I guess.
Which, like, that's fun, I guess. But then we get to, Blaine has to, they end up all hanging out at a shoot. And it looked like it was for $1 million butt.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they're all hanging out for a shoot. And Blaine has to record a video promoting the documentary. And he goes full, like, 90s VHS tape.
Like camcorder style.
It was awesome. It was
so
awesome.
it was so
I
good.
love when she zoomed in on his dick.
she zoomed in on his dick.
I was like, that is classic. That is perfect. Love it.
He was even rocking the shoes.
The shoes were killer.
The shoes were killer. But then we had
oh, she showed up with her newspapers.
we have to talk about this.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
Like,
her
Chia-
current event.
Yeah, she didn't know what was going on in the world.
But did you see that when they were stalking everyone's house, they put Bill Cosby's book
Mm-hmm.
like in Blaine's house?
Yep.
And I was like, oh, was Bill Cosby not like, was that not a thing yet? And then that's when Barbara shows up and she goes, hey, did you guys hear that they're moving forward with charges on Bill Cosby or something like that?
Oh.
And it was like, oh no.
Mm-hmm.
How much did we know at that point?
Right.
But yeah, that was funny, Chia, because she shows up with a newspaper and she got her news from the newspaper that day.
Yeah, and then after they're like done shooting or in the middle of shooting, they're just like all kind of sitting around in the living room or just kind of around the whatever they were filming in. Everybody is on their phone.
And she's just like
And
trying to
she's
nudge
like,
them all, like, "Hey, did you hear about Bill Cosby? Hey, did you hear
Oh
about
yeah,
Bill Cosby?"
it is funny. She's like,
somebody
did you
talk
guys hear?
to me.
I'm gonna, and we're gonna turn this into a short too, because there needs to be a little justice for Barbara here.
There
Mhm.
does. Yes.
Not even just for this clip. Barbara, I feel like also got picked for this. One, because she has a job that didn't really exist until very, very recently, which was social media manager, community manager.
Yeah.
But Barbara, I think, is in this position because one of her first appearances on the Rooster Teeth podcast, within her first like 50 episodes, she was talking about people on Twitter. And people on Twitter who have like less than 100 followers. She might have even said less than 1,000 followers. I can't remember the number. But she said, if you have less than, let's say, 100 followers, then what's even the point of tweeting? And it came off real bad on the podcast, to which Bernie and Gus, I think, said, like, oh, excuse me, Mrs. like celebrity over here.
Mhm.
And then Bernie made the joke of like, oh, excuse me, everyone, I have to send a tweet. Like really like regal. What no one remembers. Go back and find that episode. Barbara got dragged for that for a decade.
Really?
Go back. Yes. Because it was
God.
like, oh, sorry, maybe I don't have enough followers to tweet. Go back one episode before that. Barbara brought that up because the episode before that, Gavin said, if you have less than 1,000 followers, like, I just don't really understand the point of you like being on Twitter. So she only brought it up because Gavin had brought it up the episode before, but 10 years later, people were dragging her. People are still probably dragging her still for that take that she made when she was, like, that would have been like 2013. So she was like 24.
Yeah.
And like, she was just getting so much shit for that. And I saw comments on the Reddit posts from this documentary that were still mentioning that.
Holy shit.
So, I mean, at that point, it'd only been 3 years, but still 3
Yeah.
years is let it go.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
justice for Barbara, she didn't bring that shit up. Gavin brought it up.
The woman always gets blamed.
Drag people accordingly. The only way to fix this is everyone go to the Regulation Podcast.
Oh boy.
And
I'm not
That's-
picking a fight with Gavin. Okay, he has
We-
Jeff on his side. Absolutely not. I'm not fighting Jeff.
we're cutting the short where Gavin just where Hammer just says, "Oh boy."
Yeah.
So
That's awesome.
yeah. Next question for the group: do you guys think that Barbara and Blaine were kind of playing up how much it was really affecting them? And then, if so or if not, do you think that there should have been either more things taken away from them or different restrictions put on them?
I haven't seen them in anything else besides this,
There.
so I don't know what they're normally like. But any documentary that I watch, I always watch like with a grain of salt because I know that they're biased and always played up. Nothing's actually real.
Right.
Yeah, all documentaries have an agenda of some sort that they have to follow. Yeah.
Yeah, it was definitely obvious in like some spots where they were acting it up more, but I feel like for Blaine, that's just his personality. That felt more natural to him. Like, yeah, when she picked up the camcorder and he just like started dancing and acting like it was 1990.
Yeah.
And just, I was like, okay. And when they were out on the street and oh my God, and they had the megaphone and they were handing out literally just a piece of paper with one line
It's
printed
the
on
The
it.
world's
Facebook
worst
link
That
flyer.
is
on it.
not a flyer.
That was so funny. Well, they were different. One had the Facebook link, and I think one had the Twitter link.
Oh my
Like they had
Oh,
different.
okay. I thought they all just had like that facebook.com/. I was like, is that it? Really?
Maybe it was Facebook. I thought they had two different ones.
That was real.
Either way, it
That
was
whole
terrible.
thing was real. I could feel how uncomfortable she was.
Oh, that was awful.
I
Yeah, I mean,
knew
that was so
that was not
uncomfortable.
played up, and I know that Blaine was also like he just turned it up all the way.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't have a choice, so bite the bullet. Let's do this.
Yeah, especially with his like people walking by. He's like, oh nope, you're just looking forward. Okay, cool. Like just calling people out on full on
Oh yeah,
ignoring him.
where
Like,
he's like, "Oh yeah, I used to do that too."
yeah,
Yep.
like they totally get it, but at the same time, they're like trying to do their job.
Yeah.
And the only people that really like stopped to genuinely say hi to them and listen to them were Rooster Teeth fans.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was so funny. He's like, "This is so crazy." I was just listening to the podcast. I was like, "There we go. Good job, buddy."
Yeah, I would say that it definitely. I mean, there was a performance. You know, they have to get their point across. They can't do a documentary and then not have a problem with the thing that they're doing the documentary about.
Exactly.
But 10 years ago, I can recall it was more than 10 years ago. It was probably like maybe like 13 or 14 years ago. I distinctly remember trying to do something where I left my phone at home. I was like, I'm just gonna go to the grocery store, and I looked at my phone. I'm like, I don't need it. Like I know what groceries I need. I don't need to make a list or anything like that. So I left my phone at home knowingly. And the entire time of the store, I remember feeling anxiety. I remember feeling like, what if somebody needs to get a hold of me? It's like, what am I going to do when I'm standing in line? Everyone else is on their phone. Why I look weird. I'm not on my phone. And I remember, back in the earlier days of like social media and that handheld technology being a lot more, I guess, uniform and portable. There was a definite part of it that was like, it was really easy to stop and realize I'm the weird one because I don't have it, and to then develop a level of anxiety from it. But
Exactly.
if I did that now, I'd I feel like I'd have a little bit of superiority. Like, you need your phone, loser.
Hammer, what do you think? I mean, I think we all, again, I'm playing a little bit of a heel here.
Yeah.
I think we all agree that they were playing it up because they had to. But do you think, kind of, what was your take on their performance, and would you have liked to see something different taken away, or just anything different as a premise?
Hammer.
Mr. Wrecker.
I'm struggling to answer because from a technological perspective, I don't have that experience to know how much it could be played up or not.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's a good point, Hammer. Barbara had to give out
flyers.
Well, Barbara had to specifically promote
Yeah.
the video that Blaine had made on his camcorder, and Barbara
Just
had to...
The flyers were just a link.
I guess that's... So, and like, I'm going to get on my soapbox here. I know this is very surprising that I'm going to get on a soapbox. I don't like how...
Orcus.
I don't like how Barbara either was told, directed, or felt like she had to kind of perform in this documentary. They almost made her seem kind of helpless.
Yeah,
where
I could see
like
that.
she was, and Blaine had such charisma, and maybe, and like Barbara said, she's really maybe not, like, she had a lot of nerdier interests. Maybe she's actually not great in crowds, dealing with people. Blaine, I think he had a very natural charisma, and like, he's a good looking guy, so that obviously helps. But like, when he's talking, like you said, when you were watching him interact with the public, when he's handing these flyers out, he has a moment where, if you want to see like charisma embodied, watch the documentary, and when a girl walks by and she's on her phone and she ignores him, he goes, "Hey, imagine what life would be without that." And she like turns around and looks at him, and he's like, "That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing here." And you're like, that's that attitude. It's like, that's why it felt weird. The whole thing, it just felt like they almost made it like seem like a detriment to Barbara, and they almost made it seem like an enhancement to Blaine in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
And I could be reading too much into it. I definitely could. I thought that was odd. And it could just be what Barbara felt like she had to do to make the documentary work, because obviously this is their job.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. Now that you're saying, I can totally see it, that she definitely came off a little bit more like, I mean, they both had their moments where they reached a point where they're like, oh, this is really difficult for me. Like Barbara having exceptional difficulty with making sure you're typing everything correctly on the typewriter, and then like screwing up just one letter, take the whole thing out and start over if it didn't have the little erasure.
Exactly.
Like erasure ribbon or whatever it was that was in it that could backspace, or even just hash out the letters and start the word over. But Blaine had his struggles as well when he realized how, at first, if I'm remembering right, Blaine had a little bit of a struggle with finding a date, because that was one of his tasks, and I know we're jumping ahead a little bit, but like his whole method of how I find a date was taken away from him. So he had to kind of baby step his way through it and remember how to get back to that. Sure, again, that could be a little performative because it's Blaine, look at him. But
that felt like the most performative part, because you tell me Blaine doesn't go to a bar, and he's just, well, obviously he's married now. Congratulations to Blaine.
Married or engaged?
Yeah, they're engaged.
I thought I saw their wedding photos on Instagram. I could be completely wrong.
I feel like we would have heard about it though.
Maybe they were just like the wedding. Maybe they just did like the photos.
Like they have taken a lot of like different engagement photos that they've been sharing, but
someone just said they wanted to do a podcast recapping his wedding.
Yeah, because normally we get wedding like reviews on Morning Somewhere
from Blaine.
Yeah, from Blaine. Some of the best episodes, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe this is just a photo of them well dressed. I guess that's all it is.
That's not hard for them to do.
No, not at all. And then also, Blaine was posting that he was trading away some of his childhood Pokemon cards to fund the wedding, and I was like,
good man.
I will purchase them. And I got you get the Roosterteeth fan premium, where I get to say these are owned by Blaine.
Yeah. The real ticket there would be to get Blaine's Magmar.
Whoa, Blaine's Charizard.
Yeah.
Hamilton.
Alexander? How does an orphan bastard son of a what?
Son of a shepherd?
Son of a bitch?
Yeah, so then let's move to the Blaine dating part. Unless Hammer, you did you have any commentary there?
No.
Okay. Let's move to the Blaine dating part, because I think that is really important to bring up. I think it was Aaron who kind of was my audience insert for a moment, where he's like, it's Blaine. He's going to go out and he's going to ask like, 100 girls, hey, do you want to go out with me? Basically. And they're going to be like, one of them's going to say yes. Right.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I mean, Blaine clearly, again, has incredible charisma, goes to the bar and he's like, oh, I'm doing this thing. And he pulls out his little black book and the girls freak out. Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's cool. It's, it's retro. And then, however, this is juxtaposed, which I, like you were saying, Packy, they wanted to show that Blaine struggled. The most authentic struggle I saw, and who knows, maybe it was fake. I could be an idiot. Everyone will be like, oh, actually, that was fake. The most authentic struggle I saw from Blaine was him having to cold call these girls after getting their number.
Yeah.
Because that's something no one does anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Like, no one's calling somebody you met at a bar. Like, they'd lock you up for that.
Yeah, I remember I only ever tried that once, and I left a message and never heard back.
Oh my God.
I was like, I'm done. I'm not trying that again, because that was the most awkward phone call of my fucking life.
Did you know how money I'd pay to get that voicemail?
Yeah.
I also
Hey,
would
this
love to
is-
hear that voicemail.
Dude,
Hey, this is Packy. I was the guy you met last night. I thought you were really cool.
the guy you
I
met
just wanna
last night
know.
at the toga party that I went to. Yeah. Or my buddy and I went to the craft store and bought some like swaths of fabric that we turned into togas and then went and got fucking drunk.
Packy's
Yeah.
parents in the background. Honey, we're naked. It's just
And I wonder why she didn't call.
No, oh man. I'm just so thankful that we're not Hammer's age and things just aren't like screenshotted and posted online, like our failed game, because
Yeah.
there's a lot of floppy failed game out there that's just sitting on MySpace
Yeah.
that thankfully probably doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, I will tell you that phone call occurred on I can't remember the exact model, but it was a Samsung flip phone. So there's no fucking way that it ever made it past that voicemail box.
You'd be surprised. So yeah, so we kind of wrap up with they have a nice little outing, Barbara and Blaine. There's a few more things we could mention from this documentary, but we're about at an hour. I feel like you should go watch it if you feel like you want to. It's
go ahead.
Barb
had to make dinner, so she went to the library to write down the instructions, but only wrote down part of it.
That was
That
really
was
interesting part,
odd.
actually.
Yeah, that's what happened.
Yeah.
I like how she said, besides just writing down the ingredients, make sure you write down the instructions.
The full steps, yeah.
That's such a fascinating part to me because I wouldn't have thought, I guess you want to try new recipes, sure. And I just thinking back to when I used to try and make random recipes, I guess, yeah, I would just look them up and then try them out. I never thought how to get that beforehand. And so that part kind of blew my mind a little bit. I'm like, the library, do you not have a book on your bookshelf full of recipes? And then I'm like, wait, who has that?
Yeah.
We do.
Yeah, we do because
Unless it's
because
a family one or something.
I buy fun ones and
Yeah,
stuff
we
like
have
that. But,
nerdy ones.
Or that, yeah.
but
I have the physical copy of the Fuckface Cookbook.
Oh,
ooh,
I do
fuck
too,
Nice.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. But and the cover is the case is an oven mitt. That's my favorite part.
Yeah. Have you made anything from it?
No, not at all.
Oh, you gotta make that Plowman's Pizza, man.
That does look
the
good.
only stuff I've made from it are the purple monster, whatever it was called.
I will correct myself. I have made that. I've made that for my parents were hosting 400 or 500 people for this Halloween party, and I was like, boy, do I have the drink for you. And we poured in, we made a huge thing of it. And we poured in a ton of Tito's, which is my favorite vodka. I've mentioned it many times on this podcast. Tito's, please sponsor us.
Oh, hell yeah.
We poured in a bunch of Tito's, and my parents came over and saw how much I'd poured in. They were like, Floppy. They were like, Floppy, you can't do this. And they took a sip of it, and they're like, why can't I taste it? I was like, exactly.
That's how you know it's
the
good.
beauty of it. That's how you know.
Did you complete the last step of throwing it across the room?
No. Well, I mean, when I threw up later, yes.
It made it across the room eventually.
Yeah, exactly.
Something tells me Hammer did, though. You completed that step, didn't you?
I decided against it because it was not my house that I was doing it at.
All right, fair.
That's fair.
Good judgment call.
Proud of you. Good job, Hammer.
And then I forget the name of it because they all had some sort of a name, but it was one of the chicken things. Maybe it was something from Nick.
Fucking love chicken.
My favorite thing they ever made was the mashed potato. I don't even remember what it was. I just remember it was mashed potato. It was the mashed potato sandwich or something like
Mashed
that.
Potatoes.
Mashed potatoes.
Yeah.
Yes. Holy shit. I watched that, and then my head turned to Miss Floppy, and she's like, "I'll make it for you." I was like, "Thank you." So to round up the documentary, they go and they have a nice little Sunday. At least I think it was Sunday. They go and paint. They go to a skating rink or a rollerblade rink, and they get their phones back. really
Be-
kind of awkward moment where this kid, that's all I could focus on.
Oh my
Like
god,
they
that
go to
poor
hand,
kid.
they go to give, like, they're like, Blaine and Barbara, please come to the desk. And they come to the desk and they go to give them the envelopes with their phone. But like one kid just like reaches for it and like, like, and he's like, my name's Blaine. Like, he didn't really say that. I was expecting it. Yeah. And then kind
Begrudgingly,
of
they take back their phones, though. They were
Yeah, they
almost
didn't-
like on
yeah.
the spot of being like, maybe I could go a little bit longer without it. Like the addiction had kind of worn off. But again, I don't know if that's true or not.
Well, that's the thing. It felt too short. Not maybe the week, but maybe the documentary itself.
Yeah.
I think maybe the pacing is what kind of
Mhm.
put me off.
Okay, yeah. Because like a week would be pretty good to do that. But yeah, consuming a week
Yeah.
in 45 minutes. Yeah. Okay.
We didn't have a good day to day. We got a couple references of, oh, it's day 4. Like this is, but it's like we needed a day 3 of like, we needed the title thing to come up at day 3. And they're like, okay, this kind of sucks. I wish I had this. Like, I think the pacing, maybe the length would have helped the pacing. But then again,
Yeah.
who is this for?
Right.
I don't know. But it all ends with them kind of optimistically hoping that maybe they will be less on their phones, which brings me to my last question. How much do you think COVID changed your relationship with your phone? And maybe not COVID specifically, but if we break our lives into post-COVID and pre-COVID,
Yeah.
was there a change in the relationship with your phone? We've kind of already discussed this, but I want to give everyone the opportunity to maybe flesh it out a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, it definitely changed the way I look at my phone because I didn't know really what doom scrolling was until
COVID.
I'm pretty sure I don't think it was really coined as a term before that,
I
even
don't
though
think
it
it was either.
existed. I mean,
No.
we were
Yeah.
on TikTok for like hanging out, watching videos in there for like 2 years before any of that happened. But the way that it just became, at first, it seemed like a really good idea. Like, oh, look, we can get like news super quick. We can get these world events that we can see happening from the point of view of somebody there in the shit. And then it became a way for people to, politicize that for one thing, but it also became a way for you to not unsee it and not turn it off.
Yeah, you're just constantly attached to it.
Yeah,
Just-
and you just scroll one video and there's another world event. Scroll your video. There's another.
There's a
like-
kitten.
Yeah, but
And
especially
then you
with
scroll it again, and then boom, somebody's getting bombed.
especially with COVID, because
Yeah.
you see all the death tolls rising in all the different countries around the world. Not to mention the other world events that were happening at that time too, with a lot of the protests happening in our country. And you just get that on one side, this on the other, and it just became too much of a connection to the world.
Too much
Yeah,
of a
it
connection.
was.
Hyper connected.
We were both just constantly plugged in,
Mhm.
just always watching, always scrolling on something. He
Mhm.
was the first to do it, but he got rid of Facebook, and I was like, "You're fucking crazy! Like, what are you doing?" I have now been without Facebook for I don't know how long.
Going on a year.
Seriously?
Just about, yeah.
Holy hell!
I think.
Liberating. As I said, the only apps I have on my phone for any form of social media is Reddit and Instagram. And I guess you can use Pinterest as a form of messaging. Learned that recently. Don't plan on doing that anytime soon.
Part of the problem with it too is that if you had Facebook's, like Facebook's for how you're connecting with your friends. And then you have Instagram for this is where I go to post photos. You have Pinterest for this is where I go to look up craft ideas. You have Netflix for this is where I go to watch movies. But now everybody wants to have a piece of the same pie. So all of these apps all have the same fucking features, just packaged a little bit differently. So you're not really getting anything except 20 different versions of the same thing.
Yeah.
And you're just sitting there flicking through it over and over again. And then you're like, oh, I'll go check this other app and do the exact same thing again.
Mm-hmm.
Like there are nights where I shut down Instagram and I open YouTube and shorts pop up and I'm like,
Yep.
I just got done doing this. I don't want to do this more. Like I want to go
It's
to
like you.
YouTube to put on a long form video or something, but
Well, and I just want to, and again, not to cut off Hammer, but I think you're kind of saying what, well, maybe not in the exact way, but it's like the guys in the documentary said, the two like experts who
Mhm.
said that when you look at your phone, and this is obviously before doom scrolling, but I think it still applies now, and maybe even in a worse way, that when you look at your phone, you get a return, like a positive return on that investment, like
There's a
50% of
dopamine
the
hit,
time.
yeah.
Yeah, where it's like, okay, well, the only odds you get like that are at Vegas, where it's like it's meant to draw you in, and
Mhm.
it's the same thing with the like doom scrolling. It's like I feel like 20% maybe of the TikToks or Instagram reels I scroll I really enjoy, and then 80% I don't.
Yeah.
And but that 20%, it's like your brain just gets wired in, and it's like, well, maybe the next one will be something I enjoy.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's you running the slot, not getting
Yep.
your 5 bananas in a row, so you're like, "Well, maybe just one more. I'll just try it one more time."
What about you, Hammer?
I wouldn't say, because I was still in school, so I still had somewhat of a schedule to stick to. I wasn't just home all day. I still attended classes and stuff.
During COVID?
Well, virtually.
Mhm.
Okay, I was confused. My bad.
I would say more so the computer is what I started to use more after COVID, not a phone,
Mhm.
just because virtual classes. And then
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
throughout all of college, I only had one, maybe two classes that actually had physical assignments.
Interesting.
Man, it's so interesting listening to Hammer talk because I listened to him tell me about technology the way I think my grandfather would. And he's like, I started using the computer a lot. I'm like, oh, yeah, we use that.
I started posting videos on the YouTubes.
I typed in HTTP :
That's a double dot.
It's a
Thank
double
you.
dot.
a double dot. Boy, but bottom line, I think we can answer the question posed by the title of this video. Was this Rooster Teeth's worst documentary?
I feel like we got a couple other documentaries to watch, you guys.
I think so too. Also, there's a fun rule. There's like rule 34. That's like the sex rule.
Mm.
There's a rule of the internet. I can't remember what rule it is, but it's like, says that if there's ever a question posed in the title of a YouTube video, the answer is no.
Yeah. That's funny.
So, yeah, I don't know if it's the worst. I haven't seen all of them. I do know one that is worse, though, in my opinion. So no, I do think this one, it's a product of its time. It does suffer from people looking back with reverence on 2016, which that's a big thing that I have a lot of problems with, but I've been on enough soapboxes tonight that I won't get into that. 2016 was like the worst year ever when we were in it.
Yeah.
Now we look back at it with a lot of reverence. But I think a lot of people, maybe Hammer's age, were coming up, like, you were young enough to where you didn't remember a lot of the good years before that. So a lot of people look at 2016 as this like golden beacon, when really 2016 was a nightmare. So much so that I think even Roosterteeth had a video of like goodbye 2016, where they were like, this year was horrible, but don't worry, next year everything will be better again. And
I feel like we stopped saying that in 2019.
Yeah,
2019 was the last year that we
started the
did
slide. Yeah, then we started. One of my favorite little shorts they ever put out, and they put it out in like 2023, maybe like January 1st, 2023, and it was like a TikTok, and it was all the like Rooster Teeth people, like Barbara, Blaine, like all of the social team hanging around, and they had it set up like the 2019 New Year, and they were counting down. They're like 4, 3, 2, 1, and then it hard cuts to January 1st, 2023, and they're all just exhausted,
Uh-huh.
and they're all standing in the same spot, and it's like, okay, yeah, that's pretty accurate.
Yeah.
I'm just skipped like that.
It's like Green Day said, man. which I know they're not the only ones saying this, but it's like they said in one of their songs, ever since Bowie died, it hasn't been the same.
Mm-hmm. That is literally my favorite song on the whole album.
I know.
Also, they said American Idiot.
Speaking of soapboxes, this video, the only thing that would put it in the worst documentary ever column for me was the fact that at the very end, during the credits, they had a Nintendo Entertainment System and then hard cut over to a Sega Genesis and making me see the fucking console wars again.
Oh no, I didn't even think about that.
I saw that and I was like, you guys taking me back too far. This was only supposed to be 10 years, not 30 years, 40 years ago. Come on.
Taking me back too far.
Too far. You've taken it too far.
Packy went to go grab his Kevlar. And she was like, no.
Like, no, babe, it's okay. Sit down.
It's over.
Okay.
It's
over.
over. We're turning it off.
Look at me. You're at home. You love me.
Look in my eyes. I'm the captain now.
Packy's gripping a Sega Genesis controller and starting to crack.
Why does it have 6 buttons? Jumping plumbers.
Oh man. So that's fun. Anything anybody wants to wrap up with? Anything going on? Rooster Teeth related? Not Rooster Teeth related?
I don't know if this was meant to be on mic, but didn't you have a food thing to bring up?
Well, I don't know if that needs to be on mic because
Okay.
it was.
She's okay.
Yeah.
Nice tease.
Let's just say what the food story I have, which I'll tell you guys off mic, or I guess it'll still be on mic, but off recording.
Yeah.
It inspired an idea for a draft that we can do.
Ooh,
Yeah.
That's a solid tease. I do want to round it out with eBay maybe being bought by GameStop,
Right.
which would be the most upsetting thing as a person who is deep in the collecting game.
eBay buying GameStop, but they have to borrow money.
No, other way
the other
around.
way around. GameStop.
Yep.
GameStop buying. Well, right. No, you're having the correct
borrow
thought.
money. Yeah.
Yeah, where you're like, eBay should buy GameStop. It's like, no.
Game Bay and
It's
eStop.
the other way. That was the other big piece of news that Sony kind of revealed. Well, it was leaked, and then Sony revealed that, yes, there is a 30-day check, basically, that you are online and that you actually purchase the thing.
Is it within every 30 days it's supposed to be checked, or is it a one-time thing?
That's the important thing. And like, I'm not sure if you're listening to the Morning Somewhere podcast as much, so I'll just direct this at you. So, Chia, you buy a game, right? Let's say you buy a game digitally, right? Because that's the world we live in. But you don't want to be online all the time. This basically what Sony is doing internally that they didn't announce is that within 30 days they check to see like whether you're online and have purchased that game. And that if you're not, they take the game back from you.
Do you purchased or played?
Well, I mean, I guess if you actually like play, they're not like taking it away if you didn't play it, but like they're doing like an online DRM check basically to see like, hey, is everything on the up and up here?
What's the logic behind that?
Because if you're downloading a game, you're more likely to be offline so you don't get caught by like the DRM stuff. I guess. Hammer, I mean, do you have a better explanation? You're younger.
I also
Explain this to
don't.
me like I'm 70, because right now I feel like it. I don't understand
I also
anything
don't.
that you just said to me.
I also don't have a PlayStation.
So, boy, this is gonna. I'm gonna. Now I know why Thirsty Podcast got in such heat, because they would talk about shit that they barely understood. So this is my understanding of it. So, Chia, let's say you're like, hey,
so
Floppy,
I buy
I'm
Plants
gonna
vs.
sell
Zombies Garden
you
Warfare.
You buy it, right?
Yeah, I buy it.
But you live in, I don't know, you live about 90 miles west of Biloxi, Mississippi, and you don't get great internet.
Okay, I live in the middle of nowhere with bad internet. Okay, got it.
As if, I don't know if you guys remember this, but back when Xbox said that they were going to be always online and then people freaked out, and then one of the Xbox directors said, well, what if they live in like the middle of like West Virginia? They don't have great internet. And the guy said, I just would never live there. It's like, okay, well,
That's a great response.
it's like, oh Jesus.
Zero empathy whatsoever.
Oh
Nice.
Yeah,
my
no,
God.
that's a corporate response to a T.
Yeah, it
Of like,
is.
I'm a millionaire. Why would I do
Like,
that? So, but like, yeah, you live somewhere rural, maybe you don't have that internet connection. They would do a 30-day DRM, which is basically like the piracy check of like, do you really own this game? Like, is this something that's on your console? Is your console legitimate? Did you pirate it? Right?
So people are hacking into my PlayStation to check
Well,
my
Sony
shit?
is. Well, Sony is to check,
Sony's
right? So this is
jacking into my
this-
PlayStation to check my shit to verify that it's real. And if I haven't used it in 30 days, they're going to take it away from me?
Well, Chia, you're already aghast, and most people aren't even at your point.
I'm
They
pissed.
should be, but
I'm pissed.
You should be aghast. So let's go even further. Sony got caught doing this, and then Sony was like, "Yes, we do this." And so now the precedent's been set 30 days. And from the Morning Summer podcast, they're like, look, what's the big deal? I would argue the big deal is the slippery slope.
I don't remember the last time I even played that. It's on my Switch. That's the reason why I said it. It was a game that I have not played in the last 30 days, but is on my Switch.
Well, let's say, Xbox start checking in 15 days. It's like, is that too soon? Like, I think we hit a slippery slope of they're doing these DRM checks, and then they basically lock you out of whatever the content is. We already have enough things that, one, get taken away from gamers. Yes, by the way, gamers are the most, what's the meme? Gamers are the most abused minority. I can't remember what the exact wording of it is, but games are already being like discontinued that have come out and you've paid $70 for, and they discontinue it.
Yeah, discontinue, shut off servers. Like, what was that most recent one that was such a big deal? The High Guard one?
High Guard was a huge one. Concord was a huge one. I mean, nobody played Concord, and apparently nobody I played High Guard. But there's a bunch of games that fit in that category of games that were like Prey, I think was another big one. That was back in like 2017. But these games come out and they're already being taken away because they shut down the servers. But then you add to that the idea that people are going to say, okay, well, you haven't been online recently enough, so we're going to take this away.
Yeah,
this falls into a category of like, does it affect any of us? Maybe not, because we're all on a podcast and like we're clearly have decent enough internet. But there's a quiet minority out there that really suffers from that kind of thing. And I am not saying they can't suffer. I'll even go with the corpo overlords for a little bit and say, maybe we make the suffer, like we only introduce that where it's like extremely necessary.
Yeah. Like in the denser, more populated, easier to access the internet areas.
Prove to me that it's important that you do this, because the Sony missing out on even a couple $100,000 in sales, I could, we're not a political podcast, I could give a shit about that.
Yeah.
It's
I think I've said a couple times, eat the rich.
Yeah, and that's a nice way of putting it. Yeah, I don't know. I don't like the idea that we want to water this down. And again, I don't think Bernie and Ashley are in the trenches on this kind of thing. I just do worry about a slippery slope a lot with...
we let them get away with this. What else are they going to be able to, give them an inch, take a mile kind of a thing?
Inside Games, formerly Lawrence, Brian Garr, and Bruce of Funhouse and Roosterteeth, Inside Games had a really good point of like, companies are going to do this forever. They're going to see how much they can push and get away with.
Yeah.
And this was a major win for them. Like, no matter whether or not you think it's a big deal, this was a huge win for Sony and more control over what we have. And that's a fucking bummer.
Mm-hmm.
It reminds me a lot of the argument from probably, honestly, about a decade, if not a little bit over ago, when there was a big talk about everything getting pushed to just digital media entirely and getting rid of the disc-based media for playing games on consoles. And back then the biggest concern was places like GameStop, with, I mean, they're a reseller more than anything, but they also sell new games. But like being able to just, I'm done with this game, I'm going to give it to my friend so they can play it, or I'll sell it back and make money so I can, do this. You can't do that with digital copies of nearly anything without very strategic loopholes. And it reminds me a lot of just that same vibe of some kind of a big push towards, well, this is how we're going to operate, and it's only ever at the detriment of the consumer.
And that's the world we live in.
Yay, capitalism.
But aren't you glad you're allowed
To have your
to
phone.
say? I was going to say we have to cut this. Aren't you glad you're allowed to say? That's what we traded all of this for.
Right.
Congratulations.
I feel like we leave that in, we'll just bleep you saying it.
Who am I trying to impress anymore? What
Yeah.
you got, Hammer?
Have you ever gone through your camera roll on your phone and found photos you don't remember taking?
Oh, yeah.
Any photo of me at RTX.
Uh,
I have one with Bernie where I'm like, I don't remember this at all, but I'm sure that was a great moment.
I'm gonna say yes because my iCloud is my storage for all of my photography photos, so there's a lot. There's a lot going on in there. So
I ask because apparently I took a photo April 12th at 11 p.m. when I would have been sleeping.
Hammer, you're going to get killed.
Hammer, what is...
like this most recent April 12th?
Yeah.
Okay. What's the photo of? Oh, there it is.
Is it you sleeping?
That's how you know it's a real problem.
Oh, dude, Hammer, you have you're like schizophrenic.
Oh boy.
Or you have like carbon monoxide poisoning. You're gonna die. You someone's either gonna kill you or you're gonna kill everyone. This is terrifying.
Your window looks closed, so they didn't get in through the window.
I
disagree.
How low light
Gia,
it is,
it's not.
it looks very ghostly.
Look at the window.
It is
it's open.
It's barely ajar. Yeah.
Yeah, Hammer, whoever's in your woods is now apparently in your house.
Let's be really clear. It's not me. Maybe.
Is it though? Is it?
It could be.
Okay, now Hammer, I don't have anything like that. I just have one where I'm like, where the fuck is this from? What did I take this from? And then I show Packy, and he's like, oh, that's from so-and-so. I'm like, I don't remember taking that photo.
Ours are when we're fucked up. Hammer's when he's about to get murdered.
I get this phenomenon from screenshots. I will take a screenshot of something to remember it later, and then I'll look at it because it goes into a screenshots folder and then gets completely lost in the midst of all the other photos I take and upload. And I'll find it like 6 months later and be like,
oh, yeah.
What the fuck is this? Like, there was one, it was a screenshot, one of those 24 or 36 character, remember this thing. Otherwise, if you can't get into your account, you're fucked. And I looked at it, I'm like, I don't know what account that goes to. That's awesome. I'm fucked. I guess I'm fucked.
That's crazy.
I'll just try this with every single thing that I ever have to log into. Yeah. But I also have a lot of screenshots of my alarm going off in the morning because I try to silence it and then I take a screenshot.
Well, we hope you don't silence us. We've seen a decent uptick in people who are consuming the podcast.
Welcome.
And if you're new, welcome. What better time for introductions than the end? I'm Floppy, as in Floppy Disk Repairman.
I'm Packy, as in Packy Disk Repairman.
What?
I'm your long lost brother.
Oh my god.
I'm Chia,
as in
Floppy
the pet.
Yeah, as in the pet.
Chia.
No, we're good. No, I got in trouble.
Yeah, no. Now it's my turn.
Yeah, we're gonna demonetized.
Yeah, we're getting demonetized. Take that out.
The Chia Pet company is gonna come. They're gonna use the DeLorean, and they're gonna come to 2026, and they're gonna be like, "We're taking all the money you don't have."
Yeah, but the funny thing is, their DeLorean they had to grow in about a week.
Yeah.
Yeah, great Scott. What do you
Still
got,
never been able.
Hammer?
What do I have?
Yeah.
Who are you? Who are
You
you?
wanna
Wait.
introduce yourself?
Yeah,
Who are you?
Hammer. Who are you?
Yeah, tell us who you are, Hammer Machinimas.
Yeah, Hammer, as in Hammer Machinimas, or depending on who you ask, Hammer McKinimas.
McKinema Christ.
Oh my god, I love that.
Or Hammer stop motionimas.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, thank you so much for listening to Flying the Coop. Make sure to check us out at Homebrew Austin. If you live anywhere near Texas, make sure you're there. It's a gathering of Roosterteeth fans. We have the first live show of the first day, so we definitely need our fans to be there in force, because one of the first things I'm going to ask the crowd is, has anyone ever listened to Flying the Coop before? And I swear to God, if it's silent, maybe I'll be silent it forever.
I mean,
after that.
I can respond.
I'll kill myself
I will
on
most
stage.
Definitely vomit at that point. I will
Yep.
most definitely
Yeah.
vomit.
If no hands go up at first, they're definitely going to go up the next time we
Hammer's-
ask about it.
Hammer's gonna go, woo.
I'm raising my own hand because I have listened to our podcast.
I was going to say,
Yeah.
Hammer, that's what the Chia listens, and then Hammer is always the first one to be like, there was an error in this week's episode. It was like,
Well,
fuck.
I don't phrase it that way, though. I
Yeah,
go,
no, you don't.
was it meant to be this way?
Which pisses me off so much more because you know it wasn't.
I don't know.
I'll admit, I got towards the end of the episode, and then I was just like, I was like, okay, I think this all sounds good. And the song just got fucked up because I dropped it in at the end. So if you're listening now in the future and you're like, why does that last episode song sound so bad? That's why. It's Floppy's fault. You make 26 songs in a row and nobody cares. That 27th one will really fuck you. But send us mail, flyingthecoopmail@gmail.com, and we will be back next week with something not Roosterteeth. Well, it'll be Roosterteeth related, I guess. But it won't be, or it might not be Red versus Blue related, because we are about to get into season 7 and a mini-series. So
Miniseries first.
mini-series first and then season 7.
Yep.
All of us are very excited. But yeah, thank you. Bye.
Bye.
I didn't hear any other buys.
I feel like they're both waiting to outbuy each other.
Oh shit.
Oh, Blaine.
Both of them are so fucking bi.
I feel like they're staring at each other across the states.
From coast to coast.
I was about to say from coast to coast. This is crazy. We can't end the episode yet. This is
Through the woods.
Over some rivers, mountains.
Past the killer.
In the plastic bag that he shits in.
I'm still recording. So this is
Me
all-
too.
Me too.
In my head, I said bye like 10 minutes ago.
I feel like that
I went.
counts. Yes.
That's fair.
That's it. Bye.